Good evening. 2020 is a Maryland-based clinical lab testing company with a focus on early cancer detection. Earlier in my life, I was a volunteer firefighter, and our company began providing various products to emergency responders nationwide. But about 10 years ago, it became clear, based on observational studies as well as empirical studies, that firefighters have higher incidence and death for a variety of cancers. So we migrated into this field. The most deadly cancers, those of the pancreas, lung, liver, ovarian, do not have screening widely available. We only screen in the United States for a handful of cancers: breast, colon, prostate, and cervical. So we became, right now we are the #2 market leader in a fast-growing field called multi-cancer early detection, or MCEDs. We compete with a large, high-profile company called Grail, but instead of testing DNA, we test proteins, which is a much more affordable, accessible, and accurate way to screen for multiple cancers. Our tests start at under $200. In comparison, Grail's test is about $1,000. And the evidence to date, we participated in a blinded validation study with U.S. National Cancer Institute over the summer, and our test was out of about 24 MCEDs. Ours was the third most accurate, and we expect to be included in randomized clinical trials sponsored by NCI next year. Furthermore, we require smaller quantities of blood, which allows our test to be accessed with devices like the one I'm holding in my hand painlessly from the upper arm, avoiding painful needles, visits to clinics. So about 2/3 of our customers are opting for capillary collection at home. And we are next month, we will actually be doing a pilot at Giant Pharmacies in Montgomery County, 7 stores, and that will scale if that is successful. So again, easier to access, more affordable, and more accurate for early stage cancers, stages 1 and 2, than the DNA-based competitors. This market is exploding. We've enjoyed about 11 consecutive quarters of growth, year-over-year revenue growth, line of sight to profitability, and we expect Congress, as early as this week, as part of the must-pass continuing resolution, to pass a bill that will authorize CMS, Medicare, to cover MCEDs. So that is going to create a stampede of interest. And as a result of that, we are looking to scale a little under 20,000 tests to date. I mentioned line of sight to profitability, high year-over-year reorder rate. So it's not a one and done. About 40% of our customers are testing yearly. This shows our revenue growth. We see that continuing. A little over $2 million this year. That's about double from last year, B2B and B2C. And we have a companion test coming out next month that looks at biomarkers of inflammation, chronic inflammation, which is responsible for about 8 of the 10 leading causes of death in America. That is a very good fit for supermarkets like Giant, because it's going to recommend specific diet and lifestyle changes to lower biomarker values and associated disease risk. So in order to scale, because of this anticipated legislation that will pass, in order to stay ahead of, keep our position as right now the #2 market leader, we are looking at an initial public offering in the new year. We are looking to do a $3 million convertible debt round into the IPO. I was in New York just last week. A lot of interest from various banks, the exchanges, IPO investors, et cetera. So if you also are interested in getting our test, we have some here. You can get a discount and avoid shipping charges. We have about a half a dozen here, so you can get the test tonight at our booth. Thank you very much.